So here I need to identify errors made in this question, a new type of question for this exam specification. The first error I can see is moving from line 1 to line 2, which is that the subtraction has been made even though these logarithms have different coefficients. So that would be our first statement. We may only subtract logarithms that have the same coefficient. I suppose it would be equal to say here that we've used the power law. We should use the power law rather before we use the subtraction law. The second mistake here is on this sort of penultimate line moving down, is they've stated using the definition of a log, but this is the incorrect definition of the law of a log. So we would write down incorrect definition of the log has been used. What do I mean by that? Well, logs in base 2 of x equals 3 means that if I do 2 to the power of this, 2 to the power of this, 2 to the power of log 2's will cancel out and I'll be left with x, and this will give me 2 to the power of 3, not as they've stated 3 to the power of 2. So that's what I'm writing down for part A. Bit wishy-washy, vaguely mathematical, and everything will be fine. Write out the correct solution. Right, so let's go back and identify the question. So we had 2 log 2 of x, 2 log 2 of x minus log 2 of the square root of x is equal to 3. I'm going to choose to do this first of all by using the power law to say that this is going to be x squared minus logs in base 2 of x to the power of a half, which is equal to 3. Then I'm going to use the law of subtraction, so that's logs in base 2 of x squared over x to the power of a half is equal to 3. So that's logs in base 2 of x to the power of 3 over 2 is equal to 3. Now I'm going to use the power law for the second time and say that that's 3 over 2 logs in base 2 of x, which is equal to 3. Now I can see rearranging that if I multiply by 2 and divide by 3, or if I divide 3 by 3 halves, I get logs in base 2 of x is equal to 2. Now I just need to remove the logs, so I do 2 to the power of logs in base 2 of x and 2 to the power of 2. That's going to give me x is equal to 4 as my final answer.